Beardo and Weirdo. We are back after a long road trip. Chris and I have really gotten to know each other. And we're going to get
a whole new level. And let me say, Darcy, I get it. I'm just kidding.
We're going to get to all of that and more. But man, we went on the road. We went to Nashville, Tennessee, which is a whole other episode that we got to get into. But we're going to get into Maryland. We went to Ocean City, Maryland for the Boardwalk Rock Fest. All the artists that were on that bill are friends of mine or friends of yours. Sometimes some of those guys we both have known for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris Kael has a new best friend.
Yes, I do.
I might get replaced on this show. And
it would definitely embolden our female audience.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, if I got booted for him, it would also increase the female audience.
I'm telling you, you are not going to believe who Chris Kael just became best friends with. I mean, it happened right in front of my eyes, and it started with a video that I started recording because I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. And I captured their first greeting before they became a bromance. And
you get to see the beginnings of this bromance right from its inception.
And when I say to you, you'll never guess what rockstar loves Chris. I'm telling you, you'll never guess what rockstar loves Chris. But we did a show in Ocean City. And the idea was, hey, man, all of our friends are going to be there. And we texted everybody we knew. And half of the bands that were performing at Boardwalk Rock Fest were going to be there on Friday night with nothing to do.
Yep.
Because the festival didn't start till Saturday. So I was like, why don't we do a comedy show on a Friday? And we booked a show in a hotel, really nice hotel, A Shore Resort on the beach. And A Shore Resort was like, yeah, we got a great room. It's big, spacious. They didn't tell us it used to be an indoor pool, and they just remodeled the place.
Yeah.
And it still had
like a banquet hall vibe
with indoor pool vibe to it because it has glass ceilings.
Oh, yeah.
Which, all right, cool. Like glass ceilings, not good for acoustics or does it matter?
Well, when we rolled this footage of what was happening there, it definitely messed with my ears. Having been on stage with Ivan Moody for so many years and having my ears absolutely killed, I thought that what we're going to see here was actually my intro tape still rolling. I even said, hey, you can go ahead and cut off Ace of Spades. And I almost said it again because, again, lots of damage to the hearing.
And
thanks, Ivan.
You didn't realize it was actually a massive, massive rainstorm just was coming through the area out on the beach. And we're performing. It's all glass windows behind us. So apparently we almost got struck by lightning several times.
God of thunder.
Which would have made for a great story, but with the glass ceilings, the rain is pouring down the glass ceiling, which is making this loud, tinny sound.
Oh, yeah.
That's just washing over the entire room. And we have video of, before the show even started, a local radio girl, Paula, I forgot Paula's last name.
I forgot it as well.
But Paula, a local radio host, who's also a comedian, opened up the show. And this is video of her performing while they're still seating the audience. And you can hear the noise. And then we check out this video right here. She's a little person. She's doing jokes about having sex with dwarves.
Somebody have video of it over there?
Yeah.
I like how looking at that crowd, too.
Yeah, they're still seating everybody. This is before Chris even got on stage.
If you look at this picture right here, it's like me and you are getting married. My side's the right side. This is Craig's over here.
Paula's related to both of us. So
Paula Sangeleer is her name.
Okay. Paula is a great local comedian, also radio show host.
Yep. Jackie, our day-to-day manager in Five Finger Death Punch, put us in contact with Paula so that she could do some press for us on the local radio station there. And as we're talking, Paula revealed that she's also a stand-up comic as well. And you were like, give her five.
Let her get on stage.
Yeah, we got a chance to give her some stage time, and she was incredibly appreciative of it. She sent me a couple of thank you messages as well. So
I know that from comedians.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, comedians everywhere. Like Dave Attell. Every time I go see Dave Attell, he'll always say, here, go up and do, like, the management of the club will always come and go, hey, Dave wants you to do some time. And I'll be like, I don't want to. If it's a matter of me doing 10 minutes or me watching 10 more minutes of Dave Attell, me and everybody in the room would rather watch 10 more minutes of Dave Attell.
I was going to say, I agree.
But Dave will always say, hey, you want to do a set? And I'll go, no, man, I don't. And he's like, oh, sorry, you're such a pussy. Come on, get over there and do it.
That's very
like,
Dave Attell.
But he knows how much it means to comedians to be able to do some time. We we go to a comedy show. We'd love to get on stage too.
AKA, we are attention horse.
Yeah, we are. We are. So that night we do that show, and some of the guys from Wolfgang's band came out.
Yep.
Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth. I think there were some Hailstorm people. Almost all of Shinedown showed up.
Yeah, three-fourths of Shinedown came out.
Three-fourths of Shinedown came down.
That was
Zach
fun.
Myers has always been so nice to me over the years. He's always asked me to do his pod. There's been a couple of times. The problem is he'll text me like, hey, can you do my podcast as Gene Simmons in 5 minutes? And I'm like, and I'm getting ready to do some radio, or like, dude, I can't, like, I can do later tonight. Like, oh man, can't. There's been at least 3 or 4 times he's tried to hit me up, and I can't do it.
I didn't realize until talking to Zach at Boardwalk Rock that he too has done stand-up with Chris Porter.
Yes.
Did not realize that. I knew they were doing like musical shows, but I didn't know that stand-up was part of it as well.
Yes. In fact, that night he made a joke about, hey, maybe I'll get up on stage and school both of you guys. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, that's right. He's been doing stand-up. Yeah, come up and do it. And he goes, fuck that. I'm just joking. Like, it was a sincere, fuck that.
As a musician who also does stand-up comedy now, I know how different it is being on stage with your buddies up there playing rock and roll and Shinedown. He's got 3 other people up there to lean on. So if he's having a bad night, which Zach never does, I've toured with those guys and just incredible performances out of them all the time. But you've got lights, you got pyro, you got fire, you got explosions, loud volume, lots of stuff that for distractions to keep it, if things aren't going great, you get all this other stuff going on. But in comedy, if you're messing up, it's you and a mic, and that's it.
That's true.
It can be terrifying, but fortunately I have very little fear. And am completely full of myself most of the time.
You're reminding me
I can do anything.
You're reminding me of an Earl Skakel joke. Earl Skakel has a joke about, man, I went to go see Kiss, and you guys ever seen that band Kiss? Dude, I go see Kiss. They performed down at the Forum in LA last week. The drummer has a kit that goes all the way up into the lighting rig. The guitarist shoots lasers out of his guitars that blows up pieces of the lighting rig. The bass player flies up on top of the lighting rig and spits up blood and breathes fire. And the singer gets on a rope and flies over the crowd. It's like they're doing everything that they can to make you not think about the fact that this music sucks. I don't agree with the last statement because I love Kiss, but God, that is a funny joke.
Oh, yeah.
That is such a funny joke. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we have that comedy show in Ocean City, and we're there. It's a cool town. It
was very cool. It was nice being on the beach right there overlooking the ocean, getting out there, getting my daily step count in.
You were out of the ocean every day. For some reason, I thought, there's a couple of things I noticed about you. Number one, black women love your beard. Holy cow. Every time we passed a group of black women specifically, they were like, oh my God, look at.
Yep.
And same question every time.
How long?
You think, like,
is that real, baby?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Black.
Something about a black woman calling you baby. Oh, whew, I love it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Very, very endearing.
But we spent a few days there. Then the concert festival kicks in. And I was surprised. It was a lot of congestion. Small, tiny little town for 55,000 concert goers.
Yeah. It's quadrupled in size once that festival came into town. There was nobody on the streets the entire 3 days that we were there. And once that festival rolled in, my God, absolutely packed and well run.
Yeah, it was Tim Sweetwater. Is that his name?
That's his name. Yep.
Yeah, Tim Sweetwater. And yeah, crazy cool festival.
Yeah.
Great setup. And we get in the first day, it's Def Leppard's going to headline. And the Struts were there.
Yep.
Was Zombie there? Zombie was there the first night. Yeah,
exactly. Because Alice in Chains, our hearts and thoughts and all that stuff go out to the drummer from Alice in Chains taking care of his health stuff that he's got going on. They had to cancel, but Rob Zombie came on, and man, so awesome seeing them with that lineup up there. I'd forgotten that Ginger was playing drums, so it was a surprise for both of us seeing each other up there. Blasco, probably the most like metal dude, just like rock and roll. I love watching him up there.
Me too.
Yeah, and those pants, Blasco, you got to let me know where you got those pants, because I'm not gonna be able to get the same size, but I definitely want that. Whoever designed those pants, incredible, like painted on almost with like the red mesh behind it. Oh, just that dude.
Then he wore shorts over it. Did you notice he's wearing?
Cool. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's wearing shorts on top of it.
Are you sure? I know he had like a bullet belt and whatnot.
Yeah, he had short, but the pants, it looked like kind of blended in with the shorts.
Okay,
but yeah,
it's a family event. Can't have those tight pants without some sort of covering over there. You know.
Remember what I said when we first saw Rob Zombie get on stage? When I pointed at Rob Zombie and I go, "That guy does hot yoga."
Absolutely,
he just looks like he's in great shape.
Yep, and it sounded great, like great energy over there. Just watching Riggs up there again. It was a really cool
that
experience.
Lineup with Riggs, Blasco, and John Tempesta was my favorite lineup.
Is that which album was that?
That was Hellbilly Deluxe.
There we go. Yeah, that was it.
And oh my God, did I love that lineup? And so, but Tempesta's not there. They had Ginger Fish on drums, but seeing Riggs back in the group was really cool. There was a moment that happened. Rob Zombie kept looking over. Now you got to understand, I have a history with Rob Zombie.
As do I.
And
we actually got to tour with them on the Mayhem Fest. That was the first time that I met all those guys back in 2013, maybe?
25 years ago, early in my comedy career, I started to notice that musicians were my biggest supporters. And Rob Zombie was one of the first. He started showing up at gigs. I remember one time I did a show at a shitty little comedy club in downtown Seattle. And is
that when you did your first like full special? Was that a different one?
No, that was in a dive bar in a place called Milton, Washington.
Got it.
And that was like, I filmed that about 10 years ago. But Rob Zombie showed up at my gig, brand new, shiny tour bus was in front of this dumpy comedy club. And Rob showed up with his band, backup dancers, his wife, Sherry
Moon Zombie.
Sherry Moon Zombie was there, and Rob was sitting. I remember the show that night, for some reason, was sponsored by a local Light FM station. I don't know why, but this Light FM station was sponsoring the show, and Rob Zombie sat in the back with a cowboy hat on with skull and crossbones right in front of the hat. So
Rob Zombie is Rob Zombie all the time. I've never seen that dude dressed down. Like he is Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he is that dude. And over the years, he's always been super nice to me. And if I'm in the same room, I don't come up to him. He'll look at me and go, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" And then we'll talk for a minute.
Yep.
So during the show, he keeps looking over, and I'm like every time he looks over, I try to give him a little catch, and then he finally comes walking over to say hello.
Oh, I wish we had this recorded.
I'll bet somebody has it recorded from the crowd. We got to look up Rob Zombie performance in Ocean City and see if you can capture this moment and send it to us. And we will play it and give you the credit if you're the one who finds this. Yeah. But there's a moment where Rob Zombie comes walking right up to us.
I see Craig lighten up.
Looks right at me and then puts his hand out and shakes Chris's hand and says, "Good to see you." Turns his back on me and just keeps walking back into the stage.
Craig just goes,
"Yeah, hey, yeah, I'm here too." Craig, remember me? Craig? No, you didn't? It's funny because I was telling Zach from Shinedown, we were all hanging out, and I was telling him about Rob. I thought we were friends.
Yep. Yeah. At one point, you thought that you were his favorite comedian until it came down to doing an interview.
This may have affected my relationship with 93X in Minneapolis because they have not.
Mr. Pablo.
They have not had me on since. I'm in Minneapolis. This is like over 10 years ago. I'm in Minneapolis. I'm promoting some shows. I'm on 93X on the Half-Ass Morning Show. And Rob Zombie, I'm doing my appearance. And they go, "All right, go see Craig Gass this weekend. He's got 2 shows tomorrow, 2 shows tonight. Go see him. Getgas.com for the tickets. Coming up next, we're going to have Rob Zombie right here on the show." And then we went to commercial and I was like, "Rob Zombie? Is Rob coming in?" And they said, "No, he's calling in from the road. He's got a show here over the weekend." So he won't be in town until Sunday. So he's going to call in to talk about the show. And I was like, dude, Rob Zombie is literally my biggest fan. Like, seriously, like, oh my God. And they're like, what? And I go, dude, Rob Zombie loves me. Rob Zombie absolutely, dude, I'll tell you what, let me stay and I'll just do Gene Simmons. He loves my Gene Simmons impression. Let me stay and do the Gene Simmons impression. And when he hears Gene Simmons impression, I'm telling you, you're about to get the greatest interview of all time.
Rob Zombie also a huge Kiss fan as well. So
massive Kiss fan.
Combination of two of his favorite things in the world right there.
As soon as Rob Zombie hears the Gene Simmons impression, I'm telling you, you're about to see a side of Rob Zombie you never knew. You're about to get an exclusive because Rob Zombie loves me.
Yep.
Awesome. I hype this fucking thing up so high. We get back from commercial and they go, Rob Zombie joins us on the phone from North Dakota. Rob Zombie, how are you? And Rob's low energy. He's like, hey, what's up? So tell us about
what time of day is this actually?
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. And I'm guessing he's probably on the road at that point.
Yeah. He's not having me doing this. But I'm thinking like, I know he's in a bad mood. Wait till he hears from me.
Somebody's spirit's about to be lifted.
Man, I'm about to change the whole attitude of this conversation. He's going to hear me. He's going to flip around. I'm going to become best friends with 93X.
This is now the Craig Gass Show. Let's go.
So the Rob Zombie interview starts to end and they go, well, hey, Rob, before we let you go, we have somebody in the studio who says that he's a friend of yours. We have Gene Simmons from Kiss in the studio. And Rob goes, all right. And they go, Gene, what did you want to say to Rob Zombie? And I said, Rob, it's Gene Simmons from Kiss. And I want to tell you, everybody steals from Kiss. You know it. I know it. Everybody does it. But why I love Rob Zombie is because when you steal from Kiss, you put your own stamp on it. And that's why the Kiss Army salutes you. Long pause. Yep. And we hear, okay. And they go, all right, Rob, well, thanks for calling in. And they hang up the phone on him. And I go, dude, I don't know what just happened. And they go, all right, hey, so we're going to walk you to the exit. And I go,
yep. Meanwhile, buy this Toyota, courtesy of Minnesota's Toyota dealer.
He's my biggest fan. Like, all right, yeah, we got to get you out of here because we have other people coming on the show. They walk me out the door and I'm like, he's my biggest fan. And they haven't had me on since. P.S.
Yes.
A year later on a Monster Energy tour, some Mayhem Festival or something, I see Rob Zombie backstage at a show that he's performing at. And Rob Zombie, I'm just kind of giving him a wide berth, and he's standing there with John 5.
Juanito Cinco.
And Rob looks at me and he goes, hey, dude, you don't want to talk to me? And I go, I didn't know if I should bother you. And he goes, yeah, man, come on. Aren't we friends? And I go, yeah, I thought so. I mean, I didn't even know how to bring up. And when we told the story to Zach and the other guys from Shinedown, they were like, you know what? He probably didn't know it was you. He probably thought it was a guy doing an impression of your impression of Jason. That's probably why he did it.
Yeah.
Because every time I see him, he is nice to me. And I don't think I have his phone number. I had his phone number, but I know that the way
I've got it, but he told me not to give it to you.
The way I
specifically,
the way I usually communicate with him is by email, and he always writes me right back.
Oh, nice.
So he's always quick to write me back. But yeah, man, that bummed me out. So Rob Zombie's at the festival. He was great. You got the concert footage so we can show people what the footage looked like. This is what the footage looked like in Ocean City. It is absolutely nuts. Let's go. There's two light, like daytime looking videos. Let's go to the daytime videos. There's one that's like bright Sunday. And then there's one that's like kind of sundown. And then the dark one we'll do last. Oh yeah, this one right here. Push play on this. Yep. This is Everclear. During Everclear's set, Chris and I are on stage. Look at these people, man. It was 60,000 people here.
All those sunburns happening right there.
Look how cool Art looks, man. He's got his shorts on.
And the vibe of that boardwalk, it was right there on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Had a very old school vibe. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all the store, like all the shops, snacks, corn dogs, whatever. They had the Ferris wheels running.
Yeah.
Like
they had that one thing that we were talking about. Like, had to be some vomit on that thing. Like they almost like look slingshot looking thing.
Yeah, the little capsule they shoot you up in.
No, thank you.
You know, when we saw that, I was saying, like, that's how you want to end the day. Like, remember when we went to that concert festival and I shit my pants at the end of the night after we drank all that vodka and we got in that little rocket that shot us up into space?
Drinking all that Porosos.
Wow. We're giving free endorsements to Bert and Tom here. Yeah, dude, this... And then if you look at that footage I got, look at the next, the sundown-looking one and Shinedown. God, that drummer kicks ass. Look at this!
Yeah.
All the way down the beach. That is sand. 60,000 people standing in sand. And dude, Zach is a total rock star. This whole band is like, they're total rock stars.
Incredible performance. It had so much pyro, and my God, those concussion bombs
caught us off guard.
Generally speaking, when you're running concussion bombs or pyro, there will be a red siren.
Yes.
That a light
on
goes
stage.
Off. Yeah. I did not see that during Shinedown, and it caught me off guard so many times.
Yeah. And when you see the red sirens, everybody on stage plugs their ears.
Yep.
They start getting ready for the next thing. And we actually noticed something, and that is
during Def Leppard?
This is Def Leppard show.
Yeah.
And dude, Def Leppard, my God, these guys.
Hit after hit after hit.
Look at this crowd.
And huge thanks to Rick Allen for getting us on the guest list and making views like this possible.
So there are fans that we noticed in the front row. We'll see if it pops up here in the video. But there was some long-haired dudes rocking like old school headbanging.
When I first saw these three people out in the crowd, one of them was real tall, like strong jaw and whatnot. And I like glanced and was like, damn, that is a tall, pretty girl. And I was like, wait a minute. That's a dude up there. Dude, looks like a lady.
It's right over here. It's just over to the right of Vivian Campbell. Vivian Campbell, by the way, playing on stage for the first time since a bone marrow transplant.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, that just came out in all the rock news that I saw. That his first time on stage was the night before, and
there's one of them right there, bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, you saw him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept trying to capture.
There they are.
Oh, there they are.
Those three right there.
Yeah.
It was incredible. The energy coming off of those guys there.
Chris Kael gave them a shout out. They find out about it somehow. They find out that you're talking about them because artists from that festival started commenting on your Instagram page on that video.
Yeah, everybody saw those kids out there.
But it felt like we were in 1985.
Absolutely.
Like it was like old school headbanging. It actually reminded me of the old Twisted Sister videos for I Want to Rock, where it's just like rows and rows of people, of like young kids like banging their heads. It was such a throwback. It's in the front row of this of the festival. And I saw Zach from Shinedown. Chris and I and a couple of our friends are standing on like a balcony above the stage on stage right. All of Shinedown is standing on a balcony above the stage left.
Yeah.
And Zach made the comment. He's like, we all noticed that too, man. We were like checking out those dudes headbanging.
Yeah.
And then they found out, they were like, oh shit, dude from Five Finger Death Punch is talking about us.
They started but like, oh, that's us. Here we go. Yeah. These guys. That, my friends.
That is some old school headbanging.
And as someone who performs heavy metal on stage, that is so refreshing to see. I thought for sure they were Scandinavian or something, Swedish, such great energy. And just a vibe. I could just picture them stepping out of the Camaro. You know that documentary, Heavy Metal Parking Lot from back in the day? This is like an updated version of that, but not like, that didn't have that douche factor that Heavy Metal Parking Lot had.
No, these guys were cool as shit.
So cool. And they reached out. I was trying to get a chance to go out and meet them out in the crowd to say hello. And carte blanche, any Five Finger Death Punch show you guys ever want to go to, reach out to me on Instagram. We've already talked back and forth on Instagram at the festival that day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, red carpet, any show you.
But they're not from Scandinavia. They're from
Like
Ohio?
The shore somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, they're from the shore?
Yeah.
So the next night, and this is where this whole story takes a huge, huge turn. We go to day 2, the final day of the Boardwalk Rock Fest. Chris has made friends. And it's a brand new friend that absolutely fucked me up. I am standing behind one of the stages and I see a guy I haven't seen in at least 10 years. And part of that is because his health declined. He had to get off the road and he had a heart transplant. He has a brand new heart in his body. And his name is Big John.
Oh, okay.
You know him from Rock of Love, or if you're a Poison fan, you've seen him out with Poison over the years. He's been Bret Michaels' bodyguard for over 20 plus years now. And he's a wonderfully sweet guy. And I see him backstage and I just want to tell him a funny story. And this is a hilarious story. I didn't tell you.
Okay.
But I said, dude, I got to tell you a funny story about something you said to me once that really fucked me up. And I've retold this story over and over again. And he goes, oh, was I a dick to you? And I go, no, you've never been a dick to me. I go, but you said something that was obnoxious. And he said, what was it? I go, I'm with a buddy of mine in North Carolina. Poison is headlining a big concert in Charlotte. And I bring a buddy of mine to the concert and they gave me tickets and backstage passes. After the show, I go backstage and with my pass, we have to go into this, we get corralled into this big open space. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you it was me and my buddy Wayne with literally hundreds of women. No exaggeration, hundreds of women. Me, Wayne, hundreds. We're the only 2 guys there. Big John comes out and he's like, hey, and he's talking to a few people and then he sees me and he goes, Craig. And he walks up and he goes, hey, man, dude, it's so good to see you. I go, hey, we hug each other and dab it up. And he goes, the guy.
Dab it up. Where'd you learn dab it up?
I hung out with Chappelle. He goes, hey, man. He goes, hey, dude, the guys in Poison, you know, he goes, all the guys are they're just showering up, getting ready. But man, everybody's excited that you're here. They're going to come get you in a minute, you know, but they want to. And I go, oh, that's fine. That's fine. He goes, yeah, just hang out. He goes, it might be 20 minutes, might be 30 minutes. Just chill out because everybody wants to hang out with you. And I go, all right, cool. And then he starts to turn and he goes, oh, and Craig, just one more thing. If you do leave, where do you think the rest of that sentence goes when he says, if you do leave?
I couldn't tell you.
I think a reasonable person, if I said to you, hey, Chris, thanks for coming down to the show. I'll be ready here in about 20, 30 minutes. And I say, if you do leave, you would think a reasonable person would think the rest of that sentence would be, make sure you go out this exit right here. You want the quickest way out is going to be out this way. Big John says, oh, Craig, if you do leave, just do me a favor. Please, do not take any of these women with you. And I went, I'm sorry. If you leave, do not take it. And I go,
I remember there's several hundreds
of women around me.
Yeah.
And he said, if you leave, please don't take any of them. The band needs all the vaginas in this state to stay.
The 80s, man.
This was 2004.
Like I said, the 2004s, man.
This was 2004. And he said, do not take any of these women with you. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He laughed about it when I told him about it last weekend in Ocean City. And then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Showman, Mr. Rock and Roll.
Yep.
Bret Michaels comes right up and he goes, hey, man, good to see you. Gives me a hug. And I go, hey, Bret. And I always do this with people. Sometimes people go, and I'll go, Craig Gass, comedian. And I go, hey, Bret, Craig Gass. And he goes, I know, dude. He goes, that's why I came over here to give you a hug. And I was like, oh, shit. So we dap it up.
For our urban audience.
Yep. And then we're hanging out. And then Bret looks at Big John and goes, hey, man, I want to go on stage and watch Night Ranger. And John goes, oh, shit. Okay. Craig, do you mind waiting for a second so I can go take care of Bret and escort him up to the stage? And I go, yeah. And Bret goes, Craig, why don't you just come with us? And I go, all right. So the two of them start hustling. And I'm like, I'm following Bret Michaels and Big John. And So I pulled out my camera phone and I'm like, I just want to film this.
Thankfully you did.
I want to film this and I had no idea how this was going to end up. Yeah. I start filming and there's a couple of cool things that happen right in the beginning of the video, which is number one, Big John is security guy. He's watching out for Bret and he goes, here we go, get to the stairs. And he goes, go this way. And then he looks at me and he goes, after you, Craig. Now Big John's going to make sure I get up on the stairs safely, which makes me feel like a rock star. And I keep filming. Nobody said it was okay. I didn't ask anybody if it's okay to film. Mm-hmm. I'm a little out of line here. So when I see that Bret Michaels looks over his shoulder and sees me filming, I'm like, uh-oh.
Busted.
I'm busted, and I don't know if I should even be filming. Bret Michaels turns around.
Consummate showman.
And he just turns around and he goes, rock and roll, dude.
Yep.
And then gets up on stage and makes a beeline for the one person he wants to say hello to. And I go, what the fuck? Check out this video. You got the video lined up here, Matthew? This is the video of me following Bret Michaels and Big John up on stage. Here we go. Bret says, yeah, come on. He sees I'm filming. Night Ranger on stage. And he walks up on stage and, oh shit, there's Chris Kael. Big hug. Hey, Chris.
Jeremy Popoff
from Lit. So they all start talking. There's a couple guys from Lit there.
Yep.
Chris is excited. Chris has no idea that Bret Michaels is about to walk up and sneak up on him. Oh, Night Ranger just killed it. Night Ranger, dude, talk about hit after hit after hit.
So much fun watching those guys.
Dude, yeah. Night Ranger goes up and they crush it. But this crazy thing happens where I'm on stage and now Bret has to go off and start getting ready to go on stage. Mm-hmm. But he tells somebody to send for Chris.
Yeah, Big John comes up and he's like, hey, Kael, Bret Michaels would like to say hi to you. He recognized you up there and wants to like be able to get you over on the side and actually say hi. And I was like, what? Like, for real? Yeah. I thought he was messing around with me. Yep. Went down there. Bret and I talked for a little while, exchanged numbers, and he's in any show that we have, he's more than welcome to come out to, vice versa. And yeah, hopefully someday we'll be able to get old Mr. Bret Michaels here on the podcast and get some of his stories.
Dude, I couldn't believe, like, Bret Michaels we watched him do a show, mm-hmm. and it's song after song, hit after hit after hit. And then
the perfect beach vibe.
It really
for a rock show. Watching him jumping up and down, getting the crowd singing.
Dude.
Again, hit after hit after hit. Just so much fun. Great band up there. Just incredible show. It was a lot of fun.
Pete Evick. Pete's been his guy for over 20 years, and Pete is just he's a rock star, man. Mm-hmm. And then Bret gets off stage. Did you notice how all the way down the line he's saying hello and goodbye to the stagehands, local promoter. He's talking to the firefighters and the cops backstage. Yeah. How you guys doing? Did you guys have a good time? All right, man. Good to see you. And then there's like production people coming down to their production offices, and he's like, hey, what's going on, Leslie? Good to see you. Hey, Kristen, you did a great job. And I'm like,
dabbing up everybody, Craig.
He's dabbing up everybody. I couldn't believe it. Bret Michaels is the consummate showman.
Yeah. And that's one of those things too, like being in Five Finger Death Punch, being the bass player for Five Finger Death Punch, on the inside, I'm still that kid from Kentucky. Like, I would not expect, I don't even think about the exposure that we have and how much out there we are and how many people like us and so much video footage. I don't even think about that. And then Bret Michaels comes up and says hi to the kid from Kentucky, recognizes me and wants to say hi. That mm-hmm. blew my mind. It still doesn't make sense to me that I am recognized by other people who I grew up and would have, like, my mind even now was blown that I'm just hanging out with Bret Michaels. And yeah. And dude, I'm happy to say, to report here on Beardo Weirdo that yes, I did get a rose.
Well, dude, on the way out of Ocean City, we're heading to the airport. We flew in and out of Reagan International. That's where they call DCA. And on the way to Reagan, Chris in the car goes, dude.
Yep.
Bret Michaels is following me on. And I go, what? Bret Michaels is following Chris Kael on Instagram.
Yep.
Dude, you guys have a bromance going. That is the last thing I expected to happen that weekend.
Such a surprise seeing Jeremy Popoff from Lit too.
Oh, dude.
That dude has got a very recognizable beard. Mm-hmm. And we took a picture together. And as we're taking the picture, he's looking at my beard and he goes, you win.
I did see that when I walked up.
That was so fun.
Dude, so lit. And Bret Michaels, Night Ranger was great. The guys in Shinedown were great. But I told you when we got in there, I said, we got to see Alice Cooper because Alice is always so great to me. He interviewed me for a syndicated radio show that he does when I put out the worst comedy show ever. Alice Cooper interviewed me for his show, and we talked for 20 or 30 minutes on the show. And then off the air, we talked for an additional 30, 40 minutes. And from that time on, every time I come out to a show, he's always like, let's hang out, let's hang out, let's hang out. And so I said, we're going to go hang out. I actually had to tell a friend of mine to calm down because a friend of mine was taking pictures in a very unprofessional way. Like a friend of mine was actually taking like sneaking pictures in, like, and I was like, dude, you can't do that. And when I saw that Alice Cooper at the end of his show, his assistant comes over and says, hey, Alice wants to hang out with you. Give him about 20, 30 minutes. Like, all right, cool. So I tell my buddy, I say, hey, we're going to go hang out with Alice Cooper. And he goes, oh, cool. I actually know someone who played golf with him once. And I go, yeah, don't bring that up. And he goes, oh, but it's like a good friend of mine. Like he knows this person. And I go, yeah, don't bring that up. We're just going to go hang. We're just going to hang. And and also don't ask for a picture because Alice just likes to hang out. And then at the end of every hang, he always says, hey, let's all take a picture. And then he has his assistant take it. Yep. So we go to hang out with Alice Cooper. And I go, hey, man, these are my friends. And Alice, we always start talking about stand-up comedy. And for some reason, I was trying to think of where we left off last time I saw Alice, which was in St. Paul, Minnesota about a year ago. We were both in Minnesota at the same time. So we hung out for a little bit there after a show he did with Rob Zombie, with Zombie and Alice Cooper.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I said, last time I saw you, I know you told me you had become friends with a Monty Python guy. Oh, shit. I'm forgetting.
John Cleese.
John Cleese. Alice Cooper is friends with John Cleese. And he said, yeah, of course. And I said, were there any other comedians that you were friends with over the years? And he goes, well, Groucho Marx. And I went, what? Groucho Marx? He starts telling me and Chris and all of our friends that are with us stories about hanging out with Groucho Marx, how Groucho Marx was an insomniac who would call him up late at night and say, hey, I'm coming over. And he'd bring beer.
Yeah.
Groucho Marx, Alice Cooper, sitting on a bed, watching late night TV, drinking beer, watching late night TV, and Groucho knowing all the ins and outs of all the people on TV. I had sex with her. That dude is not a dude. That guy, and he was like, he told me everything. And he said, and I go, well, what did Groucho Marx think of you and your music? He goes, he'd come out all the time. He thought it was vaudeville. He loved it.
Yeah.
And he said,
love the performances.
He said he would often sneak people into my shows and I'd look over. This is Alice Cooper saying this. Alice Cooper says, I'd look over to the side of the stage and I would see Groucho with Mae West and George Burns. And I was like,
also Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali.
Yeah. The artist. Yeah. Incredible.
And
I mean, just the names that he was dropping, all classic Hollywood folks.
It was all insane stuff. And dude, on stage, can we pull up? I got 2 videos with Alice, but pull up the concert one. He's still crushing it.
Oh, yeah.
He's how old? 77?
77, yeah.
77 years old. And this dude.
And the musicianship out of these people in this band.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck. Look at it.
Ryan Roxy. Nita Strauss.
Strauss is crushing it up there. Good to see her again.
This whole lineup.
Wedding there, dear. Glenn Sobel on drums back there.
Yep. Glenn Sobel, who filled in for Tommy Lee on a couple dates. On that Motley Crue farewell tour when they said they were going to end their career and they didn't.
One thing in that video too, I had never seen bubbles with smoke in it before.
Yeah.
That was a really cool vibe too. Like we were all over on the side trying to hit the bubbles and you'd hit it and like the smoke would come out.
Yeah.
Just incredible attention to detail.
And Alice agreed to make a video with us for our show, Beardo Weirdo. And this video, it's not the way it was supposed to turn out. We just asked him if he could be a part of a video. And this is what the idea was, that he would just endorse our show. And
he took it one step further.
Everybody loves it. Everyone we've talked to gets excited about the show.
So seriously, everybody positive reviews the entire time.
Yeah, it's always, people love it. And we just talked to Alice Cooper. He had here's Alice right here.
Hey, it was great. Yeah. You killed tonight.
See, they loved it.
Thank you very much. Right.
So everyone loves the show.
Everywhere we go, just people raving about it and talking about it. If you haven't seen it yet, clearly recommended by Alice Cooper. I mean,
everyone seems to enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, man.
Oh, this guy.
Ever the entertainer, comedic timing, improv. Is there anything that man cannot do?
I just want him to come on and tell some stories.
It was amazing listening to that.
Yeah.
The one about the Hollywood side. I want to save that for when he actually comes in here. Because I was like, what?
Yeah, as a tribute to Groucho, he actually did something very special in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
That is an amazing story. So we want to have him come on. And you have something that you're mad about? So we're going to
before we get to that.
Oh, okay.
I want to show the difference between the Chris Kael experience and the Craig Gass experience.
Oh,
so we were sticking around at the end of Boardwalk Rock, and I was up on stage watching Nickelback right from stage right.
Yeah.
And the pyro guy for Shinedown comes over. Say, hey man, they're not letting Craig back up on the stage.
Yeah.
And we had zero cell phone service at that point. Because you're trying to message me, I'm trying to message you. But thankfully, I too rolled my camera and captured this incredible footage of my experience on stage versus Craig Gass's experience.
All right, what do we
Can you
got?
go ahead and roll that, mister? So I'm filming Nickelback.
You asshole. Are you serious?
Yep, I am right there.
Yep.
And there he is. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely.
What an asshole.
Yep, there's me, my spot. And back to Craig Gass comedian.
That's security.
Oh.
What an asshole.
Yep.
Oh, man. You also learned about my driving.
Oh, my God. Mr. Matt, let's go into the next segment, which is...
Chris is pissed.
Craig's driving. My God. I consider myself to be a very fast driver, but an attentive, very good driver. I let this man borrow my car ages ago. That will never happen again after spending time with this man in the car.
Keep in mind, I did say when I had your car, I was very careful with it.
I don't know what careful is with you at this point. My God. I don't want to talk shit about my dad, but my dad is a little bit older, and I don't feel real safe in the car with him. So at some point when I was out hanging out with my dad coming off a road, I'd be, hey dad, I'd been on tour for a long time. I love driving. I don't get a chance to drive that much. So would you mind if I drive? And now I get to drive all the time when I'm in Kentucky, driving my dad's Prius all around, feeling safe, getting there fast like I like to do. And then someone else came in and took that throne as the worst driver. That's I felt like I was about to get Randy Rhoads in this car. The night that we're driving,
we were actually going to launch the car into a bus.
Not only that, Craig, let's just remember the fact that we were leaving Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
We saw Marilyn Manson on Tuesday in Baltimore. Great show.
In a rainstorm.
And we're in the car, and this man in a torrential downpour. This is him. You've seen him on the podcast doing this. Let me hold on. So yeah, let me tell you the story about Rudy Sarzo real quick. Yep. Did I mention Carrot Top? Oh man, I got a great story about that. GPS has voices on there that you can hit and it will tell you where to go. This man does not use that at all. I looked down at one point and the next turn was 71 miles away. This man looked at that obsessively. Like, when's the next turn? When's the next turn? Pouring rain. We're talking to the promoter in Anchorage Craig and I are going to be doing shows up in Anchorage.
Oh yeah, we're doing Anchorage in August.
And he was on the phone with him talking, and there's a split coming. Craig goes, he tries to make a right-hand turn to take the exit because he almost missed because he doesn't have a phone on any GPS, volume. Yep. Yeah, the GPS. Yeah, I was censoring myself because I took the Lord's name in vain, but trying to be family friendly here. And torrential downpour at nighttime. We can't see a damn thing. On the freeway, pulls into this divide, almost gets us stuck in a hole.
Yep.
And just stops and continues the conversation. I'm like, there are people behind us doing 75 that can't see a thing out there. And this man has zero fear, zero self-awareness.
All right, can I tell you where the lack of fear comes from?
Yes, please.
Anyone out there, and I know this is a small segment of the population, anyone out there who grew up in a deaf family will be able to relate to this. I grew up, everyone around me was deaf, and so the person driving was always a deaf person. I was either in the front seat or the back seat, but there was always deaf people in the passenger and in the back seat. And deaf people have to see each other. To talk, I need to see your face. So when I'm talking to you, I have to look at you. If you're in the back seat, I have to, and then sometimes the person driving would go, I know, yes, I did.
Yep.
So we're going to drive there on Thursday. So I got used to people all around me, always driving while looking at people in the back seat, talking, driving, and talking to people. So I just became used to, it doesn't excuse how scary that is for you.
Well, for you, Craig, I want to speak to you in a language that you understand regarding your driving. Are you ready for this? This is language that this is me.
Are deaf people going to be able to hear this?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, Craig, in regards to your driving, right there. My God. I thought we were going to die in that divide right there. And zero, it just, hey, no, man, it's cool. It's cool. And then on the way back from Boardwalk Rock, we were going over a 2-lane bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Craig's looking at all his likes on Facebook. I'm on my phone because I'm a passenger.
Yep.
And he freaks me out, so I couldn't look at the road.
Yep. I noticed
that. Hold on, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. He was doing 55 or 60 probably across this bridge. Lots of traffic. Everybody leaving from the festival, headed towards the airport as well. And I'm looking down at my phone, and then I see him looking down at his phone for a abnormally long time, for Craig.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Even for Craig. And I look up, I'm like, Craig.
Yep. That's exactly how it went. Craig,
almost went into the back of a Bronco.
Yep.
Yeah. So Chris is pissed about Craig's driving. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
But you did apologize, though, after that.
Oh, man, sincerely.
And you stayed off your phone after the...
I felt
that. Oh, yeah.
terrible.
That was the first time that he was aware of the danger of him behind the wheel. And I appreciate the apology. And as nervous as I was the entire time, you did much better that last day of driving. You had the fear of God put in you.
It was embarrassing. I was genuinely embarrassed about how I didn't pay attention and how I scared everybody and made everything in the car like rattle around.
Yeah. And we had another passenger in the back, Scott, too.
Yep. And two more things before we wrap up this episode. Number one, first ever, Craig is pissed.
Craig is pissed.
Chris Kael. I have a reputation that I'm proud of. Everywhere I go, people always say, you know what, I met Craig before. Man, that guy is really nice. That's a nice guy. That is my reputation. I am a nice guy, and I'm proud of it.
Absolutely.
You are so nice to people that you make me look like a fucking asshole, and I don't know how to add to what you do. Everywhere we go, and this is not Chris getting recognized. This is just Chris leaving a hotel, leaving a restaurant. All right, man, you guys have a good day. Hey, have a good one. Hey, take care. How you doing today? And all I can do when I walk past and they look at me, I go, and peace be unto you. Like, I don't know what else to add I can't one up what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere we go, I am shocked at what a pleasant mood you're in all the time to strangers.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me. Like, every one of us looks like an asshole next to you because you are so engaging and so nice to everybody.
Oh, start. That comes from being in the South, honestly. Like my upbringing with my parents, growing up in the South, growing up going to church and whatnot.
You know what?
That is part of me. And part of the reason that I'm single now, because I'm so nice to everybody, just platonically being nice to everybody.
That it bothers the women that
yeah, because they're not used to someone being so nice. They're used to dicks. Okay. And I am not that guy. Just like I remember. So one of the things that I say to everybody is, if I go up to a cashier, for instance, they're like, "How are you doing today?" My automatic response is always, "Now that I've seen you, pretty good. I'm doing pretty good." Yeah. And that got confused as flirting, even with the no chance in hell people. Right. There were times when I got accused of being flirtatious, and it's just being nice. And I'm an entertainer. I'm lifting spirits. You know what? I want to have the light that I have within me transferred to other people in the room, because you never know what anybody's going through out there. So if I have a chance to lift them up just by naturally being me, I'm going to do it every time, unapologetically. So take that.
Look, it's wonderful. It's lovely to watch. But when you say it's a Southern thing, I do notice. Mm-hmm. I've known the guys in Seven Dust for 30 plus years. And every time I go to a Seven Dust show, they are always like that same kind of hospitality, that Southern hospitality.
Oh, absolutely.
Super nice. And they say, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but they're just always killing you with kindness.
Yeah. But if you ever hear "bless your heart,"
that's not good.
That's that's the Southern way of saying go fuck yourself.
Yeah. One last thing I want to point out is that we've been talking about my issues that I've been dealing with for the last couple of months now since my breakup, and then realizing, man, something is wrong here. So I called her. I called my girl to say, hey, I feel like there was some miscommunication. And she was like, oh, there's a lot of miscommunication. First of all, why are you telling everybody that I broke up with you? And I said, because you did. And she spent an unreasonable amount of time with me to point out that I actually broke up with her, which is the biggest mind fuck I've ever experienced. And because of that, I realize I do have big issues.
What sort of stress issues do you have?
I process things with trauma that I've had in my life. And I've started seeing a couple different therapists, including couples therapy.
Yep.
And her and I are working together, which all Chris hears when I say that is that we get to keep this amazing logo, Beardo and Weirdo, which we were going to keep anyway. And because I was going to give her money every time we sell anything with a...
Not out of my half. I didn't mess that relationship up.
My girlfriend's name is Darcy Nutt. She's a very, very in-demand tattoo artist. And we have some images I want to show you just how cool she is. There's two different pieces of work. Darcy's known for these large art pieces.
Is that your ass, Craig?
Yeah. This is me after I did a couple of push-ups. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead and
turn around and show him that elephant that you got on the front.
But dude, that skull. And I mean, this is just that. This is the kind of work that my girlfriend is known for. She's now working at, I believe it's called King Street Tattoos in New York City. Really, really popular tattoo shop in New York.
My back is pretty much bare right now.
Is it?
Yeah. And that style right there.
By the way, look at who's liking her stuff. Nikki Sixx. Yep. Dude, Nikki Sixx is a huge fan.
Did Tommy Lee's girlfriend like that picture too?
Darcy Nutt. Oh, let's take a look at another picture of her work. And you can see, this is what she's known for.
Very
these
cool.
large pieces.
Yeah. That's what I'm known for too. My large piece.
If you want to get work done.
By that, I mean my brain.
I can tell you this. She owns a shop in Boise where there is a 2-year waiting list to see her, which is now going to get even longer because now she's decided she wants to spend some time in New York. Or you can see her quickly in New York. And look her up, Darcy Nutt on Instagram. Oh, we have a picture of me with her. This is me and my girlfriend. Hey, look at her. She is. Hey, look at my big face.
I'm trying to see what shirt she has. She has incredible taste in really, really heavy music.
Dude.
And
I thought I was into some heavy shit until I met her.
Oh, yeah.
She's into black metal.
Absolutely.
She does.
Very, very cool. And happy to see how close to you guys breaking up in this picture was this?
I don't know.
Because is that Hawaii? It looks to be.
I think it was Australia.
Oh, okay. So you guys had plenty of happy days.
Yeah, this is I don't know.
Yep.
We've had a lot of fun traveling around the world together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wonderful human.
And yeah, she's the nicest person I've ever met.
Yeah. Now, real quick though, before we wrap up, I want to bring something else back up. And we're going to close on this if you get this volleyball, this soft pitch that I'm getting ready to throw you.
All right.
Now, when you went to therapy, you realize that you have one particular issue. And you told me, and I had a response to it. And
oh my God. With women?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah. Something we're doing every day here.
Oh, what? Oh, with communication?
Yes. There we go. So Craig is telling me about his therapy session, and he's like, the therapist said that I have communication issues. My response was, your entire family is deaf. Fucking duh. Duh.
Come see us in Anchorage, Alaska in August. Tickets should be on sale by the time you see this. Tickets are at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. I'm going to be in Tampa to do some shows at Side Splitters out in Wesley Chapel, I think it is. Not the original Tampa location. And you can get your Beardo and Weirdo t-shirts now, designed by the great Darcy Nutt.
Those are available over at chriskael.com. I'm actually, since I'm only working 5 days this year in the band with the gigs that we have, I took it upon myself to make sure that I go DIY, do it yourself, and I will be packaging those things up. So if you've ordered those tomorrow, I will be packaging those up and getting those out to you. Thank you very much for all the support, all the comments.
We got someone knocking on the door right now that we got
perfect
there. So we'll be on the road. There's more shows coming, but see us together in Anchorage. You can see me in Tampa. Getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com.
And I'm going to continue helping this man with his communication issues and self-awareness and hopefully
his
driving skills. Absolutely. So hopefully I'm alive to see it the next episode.